What is going on, everybody? It's June. Time for booshes, whooshes, blow-ups, explosions, however you describe a topwater bite. This is the June Topwater Box. Let's dig in. So upon opening your box, as always, we've got your card. We've got Danny from Brazalo Lures on the front. Look at that guy, one of the best bait makers in the United States. And he's even got a bait in this topwater box. We'll get to that here in a second. It's also part of the Dark Horse Tackle Perfect Pairing. When you open it up, we've got a very brand new featured small business, which is Urban Fishing Outlaws. Urban Fishing Outlaws is an outfitter who makes a bunch of clothing, hats, some stickers, things of that nature. He also makes baits with UFO Tackle Supply, and he was kind enough to send us the anti-no fishing sticker. Now, we at Dark Horse Tackle do not necessarily condone trespassing, but we are not liable for you getting in any trouble. But the magic of this sticker is that you see a no fishing sign, you slap it over the no fishing sign, and then you're pretty much able to fish there. The only problem I have with this sticker is that it's not reusable. Now, let's get to the baits. First things first, let's just get this out of the way. The Dark Horse Tackle Perfect Pairing. The Brazalo M1 Pro Buzzbait paired up with the UFO Tackle Phenom Frog. Now, let's talk about this buzzbait. Brazalo makes a very familiar buzzbait to this in the form of the Weed Whacker. I want you to think of this as a buffed up Weed Whacker. It's a very large buzzbait, as you can see, compared to the Weed Whacker. Full body construction, nothing micro about it. Very, very stout wire here. Big, big, big sliding dinner bell on this bait. The nicest thing about this piece of technology that Danny likes to use is that it always slides back when you're reeling it in, giving you consistent noise. And this buzzbait is loud. It's got the really nice double bait keeper right here on the shank of the bait, which also allows displacement as far as weight goes. So when you're sliding on your Phenom Frog, it is going to have enough grip. It is going to grab that bait, and I just slide it right up the center just like that. Perfect pairing. Let us know in the comments your favorite Dark Horse Tackle Perfect Pairing you've gotten this year. Now let's talk about the Phenom Frog. UFO Tackle is a new bait company to Dark Horse Tackle, and this frog is fantastic. It's got a huge body on it, which allows you to get a great amount of casting distance. It's got some great action in these legs, but this big body right here, you've got the hook hider right here if you do want to throw this on an EWG hook. This also allows a little bit of extra toughness when you're rigging it as a trailer for a buzzbait or any other bait, where that hook shank comes out and it starts to peel down just a little bit due to wear and tear of you catching so many fish. It's going to add just a little bit of extra plastic. It's also got a hook slot right here. This body is nice, wide, somewhat flat, bulky, allowing you to cast it into the thickest, nastiest stuff. This bait also skips very, very well, and you're going to get a ton of action out of these little frog legs right here, catching you a ton of fish. This is also the Dark Horse Tackle exclusive Dark Horse color. Thank you so much, UFO Tackle, for getting this color real nice. Next up, we have got a fantastic balsa bait. This is the Heads Up Wake from Black Label Tackle. This is a very unique bait. As you can see right here, it's shaped like a stick bait, shaped like a jerk bait, but it is a great wake bait. Very unique action. It's got that circuit board lip. It's going to move a ton of water. It's very good on slack, still water. This box covers a wide variety of all aspects of topwater fishing. We've got something for weeds, we've got something for still water, we've got something for all seasons of that topwater bite, whether it's weedless, open water, you name it, we've got it in this box. Now let's talk more about this bait. It is very, very good on monofilament. It's almost imperative that you do throw it on monofilament. You know what? We've got a video from Cliff Pace explaining this bait. I'm just gonna let our good buddy Cliff Pace take it from here. Thank you, Cliff.
You know, the Heads Up is a bait that you can use. I wouldn't recommend it in the dead of winter, but anytime through the spring, through the fall, it's a bait that can be effective if you have the right conditions. You know, all the Heads Up is a Heads Up is just what I like to call a stick wake bait. The Heads Up is actually designed to run on the surface. A couple of key things about this bait that you need to know. This bait is designed to be used under calm, still, slick conditions. The Heads Up has just that subtle rolling action, doesn't rattle, doesn't make a lot of noise. That's why I love it in the fall. You know, when those fish get on those flats in the back of the pockets, the shad starts moving in the back of the pockets. Fish start suspending on boat docks. This is a great bait to fish around the face of boat docks or around, you know, the ends of lay down trees. Obviously, this is not a bait that I'm going to throw on real thick cover because it does contain 3 sets of treble hooks, so it's not going to come through cover really well on the surface. But a great bait just to cover shallow shoreline stuff or around, like, say, marina docks, things of that nature. But you do need those calm, slick conditions. Another thing about the heads up is make sure you throw it on monofilament line. Monofilament line, we all know, floats. I personally like the bait better on monofilament line. I know a lot of guys have, have mentioned that they like to throw their top waters on braid, and I throw some top waters on braid too, but not this one. I really like to throw the heads up on monofilament line. I just use my standard 7-foot cranking rod. Don't need anything really outside of the box on that. So any 6 gear ratio reel will be fine, and some good monofilament cranking line. I mean, just some good monofilament line. You know, this is High Seas Grand Slam mono. This is 15-pound test. You could use anything from 12 to 17. I really don't like to get much over 17 because it makes the bait more difficult to cast, and you really typically the conditions you're going to fish this bait in, fairly open water, you really don't need a line a lot bigger than that. But there's 2 times a year I really like this bait. It's when the fish first get done spawning, that early post spawn, in the fall. If you haven't seen the heads up, y'all check it out. We'll try to post some swim videos of it in the next couple of days where y'all can look at the action.
Next up, we've got a very unique bait that I find the setup to be one of the most important parts. This is the Hags Outlier Frog, and I'm gonna go over my entire frogging setup on this video with you. But let's talk about the bait first. As you can see, this bait has a cupped rubber twin tail on it, allowing this bait to gurgle, gargle, blah, 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 blah. This is basically what that bait sounds like in the water. You're gonna make a lot of consistent reeling with the action of this bait. You can stop and go, you can work it like a regular frog, but this frog thrives in all water, and it thrives super well on a consistent retrieve. You can burn it, you can slow roll it, you're gonna get action out of this frog. This frog folds down super nice. We've got a bunch of great colors. The hooks are super sharp. One thing I really like is this frog collapses really well when you get that bite, almost to the point where your hooks are fully coming out, allowing you to penetrate that fish's mouth and get both hooks in, because that is a big deal when you're frog fishing, is getting both of those hooks in that fish's mouth, securing that hook set. And we're gonna talk about my frogging setup. I've got this on a 7'3" heavy fast. First and foremost, that is my rod. 7'3" heavy fast. I want a lot of backbone. 7'3" is the perfect length for me to get the casting distance that I want and the sensitivity to make sure that that fish has bit the frog and held onto the frog. I am throwing it on 40-pound test braid. That is the lowest pound test I will throw. I will throw it up to 50 to 60-pound braid, but I love the casting distance out of a lighter braid, and the way I see this is I'm going to throw what I can get away with. I'm not going to break 40-pound braid. It's gonna slice through those weeds nicely. It's gonna secure that hook set. That is why braid is so important when it comes to a lot of topwater baits, is there is no stretch. So once you set that hook, it is an instant drive. There's no flex. You've got that heavy fast action rod. It's not gonna bow too much. It's gonna have that backbone to secure that hook set. And to top it off, I'm throwing this on a Daiwa Tatula 8:3:1 gear ratio reel. I want the fastest gear ratio reel that I can get my hands on. I'm not gonna go crazy for like a 9 or a 10. I love my Tatula. I love my 8:3:1. You got to remember, I grew up when a 5:3:1 was considered a high-speed reel. So 7 is perfect for me, 8 is perfect for me, and 7 is about the lowest I will go on a frog. 7 to 8 is what I recommend. I'm throwing it on an 8. And lastly, for this topwater box, one of the most important things when it comes to topwater fishing is, what do you do when you miss a strike? And that is, you want to throw a follow-up bait. This is the Bitters Mega Shad. This is a 6-inch soft jerk bait. It works perfectly on a 4 to 6/0 extra wide gap hook. I personally like an extra wide gap hook, but you could throw it on a weighted extra wide gap hook or just a regular offset hook, whatever you feel comfortable with. Another fun way to throw this bait is by nose hooking it and just giving it a little action and letting it sink. But let's talk about missing that topwater strike. A lot of bass are just curious when they see a lot of topwater baits. A lot of topwater baits don't really make sense to the human eye, so you just got to think about how that looks to a bass. So if they're chasing down a frog, you got to think, if they bump it with their nose, that means they're interested in the bait, but sometimes they just won't commit to that bait. That's where your follow-up bait comes in. You miss that blow up, and what I do is when I miss a blow up, I will cast past that blow up, give that bait quick action, twitch, 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 where I get to that missed bite, pause, let that bait sink, then give it that old school jerk shad, twitch, twitch, pause, all the way back to the boat, or all the way back to the bank, all the way back to your respectful fishing vessel, however you like to fish. But the follow-up bait has been one of the most important things in just securing that fish, right? We all love topwater blow-ups, we all love topwater fishing, but sometimes you miss fish. That's where Dark Horse Tackle comes in. We got your back with the follow-up bait and the Bitters Mega Shad. Let us know in the comments your favorite way to fish a jerk shad or a minnow style bait. And that wraps up the June Topwater Box. Listen, we've got a bunch going on for July. We've got a very special river box with a very decorated angler who is helping us design this box. We've got a few Tackle Talk Bass Essentials left in the store to be purchased. That box has been excellent. It is a full-blown bass fishing kit, whether you're a beginner, a novice, a mediocre fisherman, or just the best fisherman who ever lived. This box is for everybody, just like fishing is for everybody. We'll see you in July. Dark Horse Tackle, we fish.